sorry that I have to speak in English.
Yeah.
But we will have a translator. I've been a researcher here in Bali for over 12 years, specifically on Trihita Karana and Wariga.
Yep.
My research the uniqueness that I see about your culture that transcend all culture of my research, and I'm from Vietnam with 54 indigenous culture, and I've researched all over Asia, from Philippines to Malaysia, Singapore, all the Asian countries. The uniqueness of Bali and its culture is that you have a living culture. You are still doing the same thing that you do now as you did 1,000 years ago, and you're the only culture that has done that. The only culture that has done that.
Jadi mohon maaf tentunya Kijang menjelaskan karena beliau tidak kedengaran dari situ. Ampura begini. Nah jadi beliau ini adalah juga salah satu daripada peneliti di bidang kebudayaan, tetapi lebih khusus lagi adalah kesenian, seperti kesenian tari-tarian. Ya jadi tari-tarian yang benar-benar sakral, beliau betul-betul pelajari selama 12 tahun di Bali dan di seluruh Asia Tenggara. Itu kata-katanya.
So, the preservation of your living culture is not only important for your next generation and for Bali, but the preservation and conservation of your culture is dynamic for all indigenous culture worldwide.
Nah jadi maksudnya beliau, jadi tradisi kita, adat kita di Bali yang benar-benar sudah benar-benar mengakar, adat budaya kita di Bali, ini juga penting sekali bagi dunia semuanya, karena Bali ini seperti yang dibilang tadi adalah sorotan daripada masyarakat dunia. Nah jadi bagaimana kita menjaga, melestarikan daripada adat tradisi budaya kita yang benar-benar diwarisi sudah ribuan tahun.
So, as a technologist, I came out of the original JavaSoft team, which is the people that wrote the programming language Java. My daughter's godfather wrote the first Java applet on the planet. So when it comes to technology, which I know that every culture right now is talking about regenerating culture through technology, yes? You must remember the important technology that you have right now, which is spiritual technology. You cannot copy the West in modern technology. You're 20 to 30 years behind us. Your teachers study at our school. So, you must focus on your cultural technology, which is a spiritual and sacral technology, which I find through Wariga, through Hita Karana, to be very adaptive for modern technology.
Nah jadi beliau juga menjalani daripada sistem teknologi yang canggih, tetapi menurut beliau juga sistem teknologi yang ada di Bali yang benar-benar sudah pakai rasa, kan? Benar-benar adat tradisi yang sudah benar-benar kental di Bali itu yang sangat penting dari sebagainya. Nah jadi dia juga memadukan dengan teknologi ke depan seperti yang aku bilang tadi, bagaimana nanti untuk kemajuan daripada pergerakan kita.
Yes, your spiritual technology, if you look at it from a modern academic framework, which is through behavior science, which means social emotional learning, character building. If you integrate that with modern technology, you would not only be following modern technology, but you can lead modern technology into the 21st century with East and West more balance. This is the legacy that I think you should preserve as your technology, as your culture. Because if you remember the first rule of culture, the first rule of culture is not preserving the rituals and tradition. first rule of culture is to give prosperity and abundance to your people, to your children, so they have food, they can have leadership, they can, be global citizens, global leaders. And if you truly believe in your culture, like I believe in your culture, I don't see why you cannot lead into the 21st century with this type of dynamic. So with that, I thank you for allowing us to share, and I wish you the best of success, which means you just have to be you. You don't have to do anything new. You just have to be you and see in the bigger picture. That's it.
Jadi intinya menurut beliau juga karena Bali ini sebenarnya ribuan tahun yang lalu sudah benar-benar luar biasa, lalu kita mewariskan kepada kita itu misalnya seperti ilmu perbintangan, seperti wariga, kayak gitu kan. Nah sekarang itu kan udah hampir menghilang juga. Nah jadi itu katanya bagaimana untuk penyelamatan itu. So nanti dia mau tanya apa nanti juga kerjasama kita ke depan dengan MATRA'S juga dengan beliau kira-kira di bidang mananya kita coba. What we can do, for example, if you team next time and our team in MATRA'S, what we can do to promote our future of MATRA'S.
Well, I think I'm going to leave that to a good lady who has been working with her mom for over 10 years, and now she is the successor of Sana. She can explain to you what we are doing. This is one area, what we're doing with dance. And I think if you hear it to your dancer and to your culture art, it'll be easier to understand. But otherwise, the work that I do is a framework that right now we're duplicating in Vietnam, in Malaysia, in Singapore, and it's based on your prehita karana, and it's based on your behavior science. And the reason why I use these words is so academic and people from other cultures can understand it. Because if I say Prihita Krana or Hindu, then they think it's religious. So I use behavior science, I use multiple intelligence, I use creative autonomy. These are things that we can explain about your culture that modern culture are now needing. Not only do they want it, they need it for their culture. So with that, Matur Suksma, and hopefully Ganti can please share the work that we're doing.
Jadi maksudnya beliau adalah beliau sedang melaksanakan sesuatu dengan penyelamatan seni budaya Bali. Beliau sudah juga melakukan dengan Istri. Jadi bagaimana nanti bisa saling mensupport antara timnya beliau dengan MATRA'S ini dan bagaimana untuk juga bisa melaksanakan kegiatan-kegiatan ke depan berdirinya juga. Lagi sedikit beliau juga bisik-bisik dulu aku. Nah, jadi beliau juga akan bergerak beliau juga akan bergerak karena beliau juga punya tim aktivis juga. Bagaimana untuk mensupport finansial juga pergerakan kita ke depan, beliau akan juga bergerak lebih luas dan beliau punya luar biasa. It's not